Well, on this side of the river, on the north side of the river, there's not a lot going on. I've got to be honest. I've got to tell the story how I see it. And look, as you well know, and the viewers know, we've seen some enormous protests over the years here in Parliament Square, which way preceded the whole EU debate from Britain as well. And of course, over the last couple of years, we've seen some pretty enormous Donald Trump-like protests here in Parliament Square. Who can forget the raising of the Trump blimp attached with mobile phone as well? But quite frankly, there are no protests here in central London at the moment. Not one. There are a few people making their point. We'll come to that in a few moments' time. But the protests, if there are going to be any, are going to be a lot later on. As you say, isn't it ironic that actually 12 CT, it's not even midnight London time. It's 11 o'clock. We'll be leaving the EU as well. And ahead of that, Nigel Farage is going to have his 2-hour party here in Westminster, although it's a no drinking zone. So it's kind of a funny party because there's no alcohol. There'll be no fireworks because they're not allowed. They're not even allowed, and I'll get my cameraman to show you what used to be called St Stephen's Tower, known to our viewers as Big Ben under the scaffold as well. There'll be no Big Ben bongs for Brexit because no one was able to bung a bob for it because it wasn't allowed by the authorities as well. I mean, I can tell you, though, on the alliteration of B's, the bunting is out, otherwise known as the Union flag, the Union Jack. But as you can see behind me, look, Parliament Square, not one person on it. I think they're reseeding the grass at the moment as well. But what I can tell you is that the world's press is here as well. Now, I talked about the Nigel Farage party tonight with Tim Martin, who we know from JD Wetherspoons. He's an ardent Brexiteer. Mr Farage will be speaking himself. But look, I can just show you the world's press behind me, or certainly a portion of it. I've seen Russian crews from Asia as well. But quite frankly, they're looking for business. They're waiting for some form of business and not really finding much. Now, in terms of the pro-Remainers, the pro-Europeans, well, quite frankly, trying to find their demonstrations is almost as hard as trying to find the Brexiteer demonstrations. I mean, it's quite sad that a chap called Peter French, no irony there, the fact the man's named French, is going to have a demonstration at 2:30 p.m. Richmond Terrace, which is just opposite, literally, opposite Downing Street, which is down there on the way to Trafalgar Square. We're giving you a bit of a geography lesson here as well. He said, well, I'm going to have this protest. I don't know how many people are going to turn up. Is he expecting thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands? He said, well, there may be a few hundred. And I think this is very important. I think the wind came out of the sails of both sides after October and after the December election, when, as we've reported many times, Boris Johnson got his absolutely stonking majority, which meant the argument was won or lost on that occasion as well. I mean, there's one gentleman who was standing around here. I don't know if I can get this gentleman to turn around in a moment. He's got basically his Union Jack vest on as well, being interviewed by, again, the world's press. That's all they can find here. I'll tell you what I have got, though. I've got an apple. And this may just look like a normal apple, but this is a Union Jack apple with the word EOS on it. Now, I don't know if it's a limited company, so I don't know if I should be holding this thing as well and touting it, but it's from the British Apple and Pear Association. Yes, there is such a thing as the British Apple and Pear Association. And you classic studiers out there will know that EOS is the Greek goddess of dawn. And so they're looking for a new dawn as well. So, Karen, I will be standing here with the rest of the world's press. I will be looking for some form of protest, but in the meantime, I'll tell you what, that is a very good apple. That is a Brexit apple. Dare I say, I'm not even sure I should be eating it, but there you go.
I wonder whether you should wash the chemicals off first and whether those chemicals have alignment with the European rules at this point.
It's organic.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.